My name is Lucas. For a long time, I thought something was wrong with me, that I was born weak, that I deserved the way people treated me. Now I know the truth. I was never weak. I was just alone. I grew up in a house where emotions were not welcome. My parents believed that love made children soft. So instead of support, they gave criticism. Instead of care, they gave silence. When I tried my best and failed, they laughed. When I stayed quiet, they called me strange. When I cried, they told me to grow up. I don't remember my parents ever asking how I felt. I only remember feeling like a problem they didn't want to deal with. At school, things weren't any better. I was smaller than most kids, quieter, always keeping my head down. That made me an easy target. They mocked my clothes. They mocked my voice. They mocked the way I walked. Sometimes they took my things. Sometimes they spread rumors. Most of the time, they just enjoyed watching me feel uncomfortable. I waited for teachers to notice. They didn't. I waited for my parents to protect me. They didn't. Slowly, I learned a painful lesson. If I wanted to survive, I had to do it alone. Every day felt the same. Wake up, go to school, feel invisible, come home, feel unwanted. The only time I felt safe was when I closed my bedroom door and turned on my computer. That's when I found Roblox. At first, it was just a game, something to distract me, but soon, it became something more. In Roblox, nobody knew my past. Nobody laughed at my face. Nobody told me I was worthless. I could build worlds, create characters, tell stories. For the first time in my life, I felt in control. When I showed interest in creating games, my parents laughed. They said things like, "Games won't give you a future. You're wasting your time. You'll never be successful." At school, the bullies said the same. They didn't know that every insult pushed me further, not away from my dream, but deeper into it. One night changed everything. I had a terrible day at school. I came home exhausted and emotionally empty. As I passed the living room, I overheard my parents talking. They didn't know I was listening. They said I was weak. They said I wouldn't survive the real world. They said they were disappointed. I stood there in silence. Something inside me broke, and something else was born. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I made a decision. I would stop trying to earn their love. Instead, I would build something so strong that no one could ignore me again. I started from zero. No support, no money, no confidence, only time, patience, and pain. I woke up earlier than everyone else. I stayed up later than I should have. I learned how games worked, how players think, how stories make people feel something real. I failed more times than I can count. My first game had no players. The second one didn't last a week. People left negative comments. There were nights when I wanted to quit, but quitting meant going back to being invisible, and I refused to disappear again. Slowly, things changed. One of my games started getting attention. Not fast, not loudly, but steadily. Players stayed longer. They left comments saying they felt understood. They shared the game with friends. For the first time in my life, people cared about something I created. The numbers grew. So did my confidence. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell my classmates. I was waiting. One evening, my parents argued about money. Stress filled the room. I calmly said I could help. They laughed. So I showed them the games, the player count, the income. The room went silent. They didn't apologize. They didn't hug me. But they finally looked at me differently. Not with love, with regret, and that was enough. I didn't yell. I didn't insult them back. I didn't remind them of every painful word. I simply said, "This is what you told me I could never do." That was my revenge, not anger, not hate. Success. I moved forward. I focused on my future. I kept creating. I kept growing. I didn't let the past control me anymore. And I promised myself one thing. I would never make someone feel the way I felt growing up. If you're watching this and feel ignored, if you feel like nobody believes in you, if you feel alone, remember this: your story is not over. Your pain is not useless. And sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who were never loved enough and still chose to rise.